this is going to sound so weird, but you have a relationship with these gearboxes, with these motors. You know when, and you know when it's happy, and you know when it's mad, and you know when it's just being cheeky. So,
and no two are the same. They have similarities, but they drive. No two cars are ever going to be the same.
From
that era.
I think our collective earliest Ferrari driving experience with Audrain is Ferrari 330 GTC, and we absolutely
like the earliest one I've driven.
Yeah. What's the earliest? That's
the 52.
Okay, the 250 Europa. Yeah. Okay, I haven't driven that car. So that experience for me when I got to drive that car, having driven modern Ferraris, was amazing. It was like euphoric for me. But one of my all-time favorite Ferrari moments was when I did the Mille Miglia 3 years ago. We were coming through a tunnel towards the end of the race, and Donald and I were in a 1940 Seata with 46 horsepower. So we were cooking. Yeah, we were cooking. And a guy in a Ferrari 250 Mille Miglia passed us through the tunnel, and it was probably, it's a pretty lengthy tunnel, and it was probably 4 or 5 solid seconds of him going all out through like 2 gears, and the echo and the sound through the tunnel it gave me goosebumps. And I think about it now, and you cannot replicate that sound in a modern car. It just doesn't exist.
You have to rev those high too.
Yeah,
that's a race car.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
So I think gonna pinch myself. Yeah, I've been in one of those too, and it's insane. And I think I don't know that the novelty will ever wear off. Maybe it has a little bit. My engines professor from McPherson, who's been an incredible mentor to me. Shout out Kurt Goodwin.
What up, Kurt?
We were chatting the other day, and he goes, can you send me just some cool Ferrari photos? You haven't done that in a really long time. And that was the moment I realized, this is just this is work now. I don't think about it every day. But it's still...
That's normal,
I'm incredibly grateful to be there. I never take it for granted in that sort of sense. But it is funny that it's okay, we're a good chunk in. I'm not freaking out that there's an F40, a 250 short wheelbase, 365, Cal Spider, this and that, a Mondial, it's just another day.
That was
just Tuesday.
That was the biggest thing when I started. It was just preventing myself from being distracted. From everything around me. I was I just got to think about these cars as items on a spreadsheet and just roll from there.
I think I am maybe broken to some degree, because I don't. A lot of people ask me, they'll be like, I don't know how you do it. How can you work on these things? They're so expensive. Never crosses my mind.
Yep.
It can't, because if it does, then you get distracted and you're not fully focused.
Never once crossed my mind or been a contributing factor to any sort of decision made. I'm gonna treat this car the same, or I'm gonna treat my personal car the same way I would treat this car, which is I'm gonna do a good job. I'm gonna ask questions if I need help, and I'm gonna rely on my capacity to do a good job. So yeah.
Did you build Legos as a kid? That's something I was wondering. Did you have, because I didn't build Legos and I don't have hand skills.
I did.
No.
Yeah, I know you did, but you don't have hand skills either, so that really doesn't add up.
No, I didn't.
And he wasn't asking you.
Well, I think there was such a huge contrast between my childhood, or even my young adulthood, and where I've been over the last few years now, is I didn't do any of that. And also too, going into my time at McPherson, I didn't go in with a passion for rebuilding engines. I went in thinking I was gonna want to do metal fab or body work or all that, and just had no interest in it when it actually got time to doing the classes. I enjoyed it, but I was I don't want to do this all day every day.
Right.
I want to work on engines. And so I think it was just a part of my brain that I never
unlocked.
I didn't know I was capable of doing it.
Right. Yeah, when I was just telling Sean out the other day, I didn't, and I've said this on the podcast before, I didn't understand how to learn and put information together until I got into cars, because there's just so many pieces that have to come together, to make it work. So,
but I think that's a testament to how how much of a contributing factor passion is as well.
Huge.
Because I was
Huge.
a terrible student. I
too.
hated
Yep.
school growing up. I was so bad at it. And it was because I wasn't interested in what I
Yep.
was
Yep.
learning.
Yep.
But then the second I got to McPherson,
It was like,
I started doing really well. And I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's 'cause you loved it.
Why am I
Yeah.
doing so well? Oh, wait, because I'm obsessed with what I'm
yeah.
learning.
Well, you also have that amazing self-awareness where I think a lot of people lack that, and kind of just do
Think
what
this,
they're told.
this is it. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah, they
like,
do what they're told.
Going
I'm
with
gonna
the
work
flow,
this.
going through the
You
motions.
really have It's clear that you've had this drive your entire life, and that's something that's really to be said, and that's not many people have that. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe it was the drive too, but also I went in my late 20s,
Right.
and I was surrounded by a bunch of 18-year-olds that had been doing this their entire lives.
Yep.
And I transferred in as a junior. I only had 2 years to figure it out. So
It's got to be terrifying.
I had some, I put my own pressure on my shoulders
Yeah.
to leave on the best note I could. I was like, what am I going to do? Waste my time and
Yep.
my resources? No, I got to give this all I got.
amazing.
So with the rest of the car season for us, because we're in the Northeast, California's
Yeah,
gifted
spoiled.
car seasons the whole
Yeah.
year. You have some pretty exciting things coming up. You're going to be at Pebble Beach again this
Mm-hmm.
year, and I know that last year you guys actually won best of class.
Oh, second in class.
Oh, second.
Actually.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah, I'm
That
sorry.
Irish memory.
It's Irish memory. Second in class with
Second in
with a
class.
car that you and your classmates actually
Mm-hmm.
restored at the shop at McPherson, which I think is incredible.
Student restored.
I mean, for a young person to go across the stage at Pebble Beach is huge. It's a huge honor to do that.
Yeah, that was, that experience restoring that car, 1953 Mercedes-Benz 300S. I'll never forget that, ever. I also made,
Mm.
friends for life working on that car. There's, just a group of us that
It's awesome.
That's such a cool
we just
experience.
have,
Blood, sweat,
a trauma bond.
Yeah, trauma bond. I was gonna
really
say.
is the
Yeah.
truth. But no, we went through the trenches together. And they're all just such incredibly talented restorers individually. And also same thing, like the desire to do it right. All of us, we wanted to do it right. We wanted to do it the best way. And if, one of us would execute a task and consult the other one, hey, is this good enough? No, well, then we'll do it again. And, we'll do it until we get it right. Because we're essentially, like, for me, I didn't know how to restore cars. I learned how to by doing a Concours level
That's
a Pebble Beach level
trial by
restoration.
fire.
So it was like,
Yep.
again, with the pressure, like
Right.
you have no choice but to excel.
Yeah.
There is no other option. So, an experience I'm incredibly grateful for. I love those guys dearly. And again, also shout out to Brian Martin, who led that whole project. He was involved with Audrain and whatnot. I'm too. So, yeah. And then to get second in class, to even place.
Yeah,
It's
amazing.
awesome. I saw that car I saw it at Pebble, but it's so crowded. But I got to look at it before the tour for Amelia Island this year, and it's a beautiful car.
Yeah. We're very proud of it. We're very proud of each other. And yeah, being able to drive over the ramp was so special.
That's
So
so
I
nice.
can't wait to do that with the Ferrari one day. Hopefully.
It'll be sooner. Yeah, I think it's happening.
But yeah, so I'll be there. I'm gonna head over to the UK for a couple of Concours events and for the
Salon
Goodwood
Privé?
Revival.
Are you
Oh,
going to Salon
Revival,
Privé or just Goodwood?
Goodwood, and then it's Hampton Court.
Hampton
Yep.
Court, yeah. Cool.
And yeah.
Are you judging at those events or?
No.
Okay.
I'm just attending because
Nice.
I love cars.
Nice.
And yeah, then you guys.
The most
Audrain.
important,
The most important one.
Audrain.
I know I'm going to be chatting with Betty Parrish, who I have not yet had the pleasure to
Yeah.
meet, but I hear that she's incredible. So I'm excited to pick her brain and to be able to spend some time with her too. And then of course, get to know Donald a little more as well.
Nice. No, we're looking forward to
We're
it.
thrilled.
And thank you for coming on the show and
Of course.
and taking the time to speak with us and
Flying up here. Maybe half Leno's garage,
Down.
half of this.
flying down.
Oh, flying down.
Bro, do you
Flying
even
up.
know
You gotta fly up,
California,
but you
Chief?
can't
Come on.
fly down.
You do have to fly
You
up.
fly up and then come down.